my fellow nerds, and thanks again for watching another episode of Nerd Boy Gaming. Hello, Sloan. You want to be in the video too? Okay. Well, welcome to Nerd Boy Gaming, guys. Today we're going to be looking at Fable. They launched about an 18-minute gameplay video at Gamescom today, and then there was also a follow-up with some combat that I saw released as well. So we're going to watch both the trailer or the 18 minutes of gameplay and the combat. Now, I've seen the 18 minutes, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I want to take a few minutes to go through and look at and kind of comment with you guys. And then we're going to go look at the combat, which I have not seen. I haven't seen the game. I saw it from Gamescom, and I also saw a couple other people posting it. So we'll see. We'll watch that and kind of give our honest takes on it. But let's jump in and let's take a look at Fable. It's specifically this gameplay. My initial reaction to it was that this looked good. Couple things that made me a little concerned, but for the most part, I thought it looked pretty good. So I'm excited to jump in, take a peek at it, and kind of watch this with you guys. Now, I love Fable. Fable's one of my favorite series. I played Fable 1 a ton. I played Fable 2 a ton. I was super hyped for Fable 3, but was utterly disappointed. So this is probably one of my favorite series of games, some of my favorite games that exist that I have played. So I'm really, really excited for Fable 4. Maybe a little biased, I will admit up front. But hopefully I can come at this from somebody with like a little bit of the Fable heart and look at how I think this actually looks overall. So with that, let's get in.
Hi there, I'm Connor Cross, Art Director at Playground Games. And today, I'm excited to show you a brand new
I'm excited
demo
too,
of
Connor
Fable.
Cross. I'm excited too.
In this demo, we're going to show you an early quest in the game. You'll see cinematics, exploration, choices, and combat. Exactly how you'll experience it when we launch next year on February 23rd.
I'm excited
And
for
it all
February
takes place
23rd. I'm not going to
against
lie.
the
Not going to
magnificent
lie.
backdrop of Albion's capital city, Bowerstone.
The entrance is really cool. I mean, it's super cool when you come in here and you see the city. Bowerstone is a cornerstone of the series.
Bowerstone is home to over 400 of our living population.
I love the little juggler
Fable's
on the left there.
handcrafted,
That's pretty
fully
cool.
voiced NPCs. They all have their own jobs, traits, hobbies, families, and homes. And you can interact with every single one of
This
them.
was recorded in ultra graphic settings on the PC build, so take that for
Bowerstone
what
is
it's worth.
huge,
But it
with
looks
over
good. It
130
looks
homes
good.
And more than 30 businesses to be found across the city. And you can buy them all, if you have the gold.
Oh, I'm gonna have
And
the
of
gold.
course,
I'm gonna have
you
the
can
gold.
go
I'm gonna buy
inside
them all.
All of them. I'm currently in the Market District, which, as the name implies, is full of businesses. If you're interested in changing your appearance, Crown Hairdressers is over on the right. And up on the left, we have Stitch Please, Butterfield Market's high-end tailors.
There was one thing I noticed in this walkthrough here that kind of, I don't know if it bugged me, is every character acknowledges or looks at the hero as she goes by.
Now,
I don't know
this
why
isn't
that
my
bothered
first
me
visit
so
to
much, but it
Bowerstone.
just felt like
In fact,
everybody's
I've
head
been quite
twisted
busy between
every
the
time
roads.
she walks
I've
by.
already purchased a
That was a
home
little
and
bit
started
odd
a
to me.
family.
Oh, the
Done
clock
some trips to the
tower.
bakery to make gold.
Gotta love the
I've
clock
helped out a few
tower.
of the locals, as there are many people in Albion in need of a hero.
It looks alive, which is great. I mean, it looks pretty. It looks alive. It looks grown.
Let's go and check in on my family.
Let's check in on the family.
This handsome chap is Elliot.
Hi,
my
Elliot.
spouse.
Looking good, darling.
That's right, baby.
He has his own job, hobbies, routine, and memory. Like the rest of our living population, he's not scripted set dressing. He has emergent behavior powered by real-time systems.
The NPC systems in this look pretty good. Will say I'm very curious to see how that is in reality, but
And
it looks
he lives
good
here
in these
with
demos.
Me and our daughter Daisy.
Where did babies come from?
Oh boy, I would turn around and walk out on this one too.
Homes come
That's
in
a,
many
that's a
different
question.
shapes,
Just never mind.
sizes,
I'm
and
out. Sorry,
prices.
I'm not here
All
to
of
see
them
you
are
after all.
richly detailed and full of life.
So glad I married all of that.
Hey yo, keep it in your
Right,
pants,
back
Elliot.
to our story. So far, I've been searching for the Heroes Guild, the traditional home of heroes in Albion. I'm
It
looking
looks
for someone
really
to help
pretty. I
our
love the
grandma and village
butterflies.
who
Good
can turn to
ambience.
stone
Good
by
atmosphere.
Isabel, the mysterious hero in a red cloak. The guild has been locked so far, but I recently acquired a key from my adoptive brother, Connor.
Heroes Guild looks cool
All right,
too.
Con. Let's try this key.
I'll be curious to see how how many character voices there are, if it's just male or female, which is what I'm guessing it's going to be. I'm sure there's not going to be multiple dialects or multiple, deeper voices or higher pitch. It's probably just going to be the two. Which is odd because Fable you never really had a voice in Fable. You kind of were your own voice. So that's a little bit of a difference if I recall. They changed the main model there, which is nice. I think she looks better than the OG from the old Fable trailers, but
Welcome to
it is
the
a game where
Heroes
you can
Guild,
create your own
home of
character,
the
so
legendary
you should
Guildmaster,
anticipate
Humphrey the
to see
Golden.
various character models, frankly. Oh, Humphrey.
Mother? Can I get a large beer, please? Thank you.
That's what I tell people when they walk into my house and wake me up from a slumber. I don't know who they are. I just ask for a large beer right away. Can I get a large beer, please?
A large beer.
So the first time I watched this, my initial reaction
As
was,
the saying goes,
all right, you're going to give
never
me an
meet your
option, right,
heroes.
to like mess with this guy. You're not going to just make me go fetch a beer and bring it back.
This will do.
Everybody likes a warm beer sitting on the counter, that's for sure. I did like this. This choice here that's coming up, I did like this.
Oh.
Throughout your adventure, you'll be faced with choices, some of which are huge, world-changing decisions.
I like
Others
that.
are smaller, but all of them have consequences.
I like all
the
of
key thing
that.
to remember is that every choice can get you a reputation.
Oh, you took your bloody time.
I like that. See, I thought that was great. I thought that was a good option to be able to do something like that. But I also like the arsehole
Right.
reputation you
Hero.
gain on that. That's great.
Yeah, of course you are.
I need your help.
No, I'm finished. Guild's closed.
My nan used to tell stories about you. She
Your
said,
Nan? If you're some kind of mega fan, I think I've still got some merch out the back.
I know whenever I hear somebody use the
Shields
word
with my
merch, I
face
feel
on.
very pulled out of
Tabard things.
she's
like the
trapped.
past and think of current because of YouTube. But I don't know, maybe merch
They
was a
all are.
common conversation
My
then.
whole
But
village. There was a woman in red. She could have been a hero. Or...
You're a hero.
I love he's just peeing in the corner. I think it's great.
You'll work it out.
And what about you? You're being evicted. You gonna tell me what happened?
I mean, I'm not particularly proud of it.
Now, what I
but,
don't know is these cutscenes are part of what would have happened in this dialogue
I,
process, or if this is just something they cut together. But definitely a
I
little
reached
bit,
out to a local sculptor.
a little bit there. I love he doesn't wash his hand,
Commissioned him
touches
to,
her on the shoulder. I mean,
capture
that's
my
a
image.
typical Fable
Raw
humor
and
right there.
marble.
I mean,
Anyway,
frankly.
I don't know what I did wrong, but guys wouldn't pay me in the end. I did what anyone would do, and I went down to Ronnie's place.
You lost the Heroes Guild on a bet.
Yep. So this is one of those moments where I'm going to pause for a second because this is one of those moments where I don't know if that was one continuous scene. It's obviously some kind of flashbacks because the lighting changes, the visuals change. Hard to tell in a gameplay demo if that's something that they cut together or if that's something they're working on. For me, that felt very confusing as far as, okay, was that all one stream of conscious? Obviously, we're cutting away because we're going to close-ups with more fire lit, less natural light like you see here. Don't know. Hard to say, but that's definitely one of those things where it'll be curious to see, obviously, as you play. But, I mean, I'm nitpicking a little bit here because, honestly, the gameplay looks really nice. These scenes, these cut scenes look really nice. They set the story of what's happening. So all of that is good, especially in a gameplay demo. I'm just curious if that's truly the dialogue tree that's happening or if this is some kind of cut version of it. But either way, we'll find out as we delve into this game when it comes out.
It's fine. I'll get it back. And your gold.
You're not listening. I meant what I said. I'm done.
I'm not doing it for you.
He's doing it for Hernan.
So, I'm off to get the guild deeds back from Ronnie and her gang, the Slicks. Fortunately, I don't have to go far before I run into them. And we're about to meet Billy, part-time playwright and full-time orphan, who's bringing Humphrey her latest script.
What's going on here?
Oh my gosh, a new hero. Mind if I take notes?
Keep your nose out, mate. Slick Ronnie sent us.
Slick
She
Ronnie.
wants old Golden Balls evicted, and we're happy to oblige.
This doesn't need to get violent.
Whoa, giving villains a chance to save themselves? So heroic.
That's right, orphan.
Ronnie owns those deeds now. Legally, the guild's hers. So that means you're trespassing.
All right, here we go. So it's our first look at combat.
Get somewhere safe!
Got it! It's all so real!
Oh. So I still see a little bit of the AI just kind of standing around. But as I said before in a past video, you know, it's not like everybody has weapons and guns that they can just attack all the time. I mean, in a sword fight, you all can't gang up. I do like the leg shots. Those look cool. Seems like there's decent weight to the hits. That's a cool finishing scene. She was loading, so it's not like she was just standing there, so that's nice. A little bit spongy. Quite a few shots on some of these characters. So look, for the first set of combat, I mean, I think that looked good. It was fluid. It moved quickly. There was some fun things. We're using magic and melee. And we had a little bit of ranged combat. So all of that looks good. I do like the leg combat. You know, it hits you in the leg, you fall down. Little spongy on some of the characters. I still see the AI still standing around a little bit. But as I said, this is a sword battle. In a sword battle, I'm not sure 4 people would attack at once because then you might get hit by the wrong person's sword. So this is, I don't know on that piece that well. If everybody's shooting bow and arrows, I'd expect everybody to shoot at once. And the one character that was kind of standing there at the end was reloading. So that made sense that she wasn't able to attack. So I think all in all, the combat looks pretty decent there. It's Fable. And I want to say this because I think we're going to see this more as we go on. But this is Fable. I don't expect a heavy combat game. I expect a game that has choice and consequence, has the ability to move around the world, to find things, to change your character, to be good or evil. That was what was at the heart of the original Fable. So we'll see kind of how that goes on. And then you expect some fun stories and great British humor. That's really what Fable was. It wasn't a combat simulator. It's not a Souls game. It's not a game where you're going to have really difficult combat. That's just not Fable at the heart.
Oh, that was so authentic. You're the real deal.
It's always
I
good to
thought
be
I read
admired
one
by
of
the
the
kids.
heroes. So which one are you?
I'm the hero of Briar Hill.
Interesting.
I
So that's an
don't-
interesting. I wonder if so. It says I'm the hero of Briar Hill. Let's just go back just a couple. Hang on. Let's just go back a little bit. So it says I'm the hero of Briar Hill. I'm nobody. I'm the best. I wonder if those options will change based on what you've done up to this point. It's very possible. These are the only 3 options you're going to have. But is it possible that if you had done other things that have led to this, that you would have that option to say, I'm this person? I guess we'll find out. In a choice and consequence game, you kind of hope so, but it's possible that's not the case. It's very likely these are the only 3 choices that you'll ever have, and you'll always have these 3 choices based on the main quest progression. But something that could be interesting, we'll see. I'm totally speculating here and have no idea. I also just realized that her sword has the Hero Guild symbol on it, so that's interesting. I wonder if that's something that is described or picked up, or she finds that early on. Who knows? But we'll get there maybe one day.
I'm the hero of Briar Hill.
I don't know where that is, but I bet they're proud of having you as the hero.
Oh, they sure are.
So, what are you doing here?
Oh, right. I have Mr. Golden's script. It's the first step of my 3-step plan. Write the musical, get Mr. Golden
The
to star in the
voice
musical,
sync looks a
let
lot better
Mr.
than it
Golden
did on the
happily
last demo we saw. I like this a little better. All right, so but he's lucky, looking out for him. Okay, so it's probably typical like good, evil,
Best of luck with that.
neutral type
Thanks,
responses.
Hero. You didn't like the first 4 drafts, but I think I've nailed the 5th. Anyway, I bet you have some hero business, so I'm just gonna wait here for Mr. Golden.
That's right. You're
He has
gonna
to
wait
come
here.
out eventually.
Humphreys must be Mr. Golden, I'm guessing. That's totally a guess, but
Billy will show up again later in our story.
nice. Well, that's
I've
good to
got
hear.
Beads to recover. Before I do, I have a skill point.
It's
to spend.
lush. I got to
You
tell
earn these
you,
throughout
it
the
is
game as
lush.
You progress through quests and explore the open world. Here's a brief glimpse of our skill tree, where I'm going to spend my skill point on blades, a spell which is great.
So I'm curious, and I'm kind of looking at this skill tree here. It looks like there might be an archery, some healing. I'd be curious if this is all magic. I don't know. I'm very curious on the skill tree. This looks pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but this all looks magic based. So I assume there's ability to adjust strength or health or archery, but it's possible I'm wrong on that. I mean, this just looks like a very specific to the Magicka type space when it comes to it. So have to kind of check and see how that goes. It may not show the whole
I'll
thing.
equip it
So
now. As you've seen, you never know when you'll end up in a fight.
you never know.
I'm also able to upgrade my weapons with new combos and abilities using special magical gems known as willstones.
The
Which can be
Willstones,
found
that's cool.
across the
Those
world.
were I used to love those in Fable 2.
Ronnie's pub
Use
is
those
in
a lot.
Bottom, home of Bowerstone's working class. It suffers from poverty and unemployment, and it's very cramped and crowded. So I'll use my wisp to help us
So
navigate.
I do like this that you can turn the wisp on and off. This was always a
If I
thing
had
we
time,
talked
I
about in
could head
Fable
into
1
the
and 2
Painted
that
Prince
just
and
tells you
tattoo
where to
park.
go all the time. So that's
In
kind of
Fable,
cool.
You can choose how you look, but it's your actions that determine what people think about you. If you
Yeah.
wanted,
So that was that line right there. It's your actions that determine what people think about you. You can change the way you look. There's going to be no morphing, which I think is a little bit unfortunate because that was a Fable cornerstone. The ability that the better you are, you get the halo and you get the butterflies, or you get the flies and the devil horns. You get more red or like the halo outline. I'll miss that a little bit, but that's okay. But it does definitely look like there won't be any morphing in this game, but it's going to be based really heavily on your reputation system for sure. And the Wisp, that's really cool. The Wisp is a throwback
even
that
influence
you
the
could turn
economy
off
in
and
this
on,
area.
which is great.
it all begs the question: what type of hero?
So
do
you could
want
adjust
to
the
be?
economy. I'm curious if the economy actually adjusts the area, or if it's just that people get richer or poorer based on how you act, but it doesn't actually change the city. I would suspect the latter, because it would probably be pretty amazing if like you spent a bunch of money in like the lower thirds here, and all of a sudden this is a rich part of the town, and now all of a sudden instead of hovel everywhere you see, you know, gemstones and statues. I doubt that'll happen, but it is cool that you could actually make what you do in the world could actually change some of that. So something that's unique, something to look at. I don't know. We'll see more as we go along, but that
Here
definitely
we are,
is a question
Ronnie's
for me
pub,
is
the
what does
poorhouse.
economy mean when
I'll
you
ask around
say
and
you're
see if
going to
there's a way
adjust
to
the
get those
economy?
beads back.
What do you want?
Barb
Must
the
not be a
bartender.
beer.
She's a cocky
Well,
ruffian.
the barmaid's clearly not a fan.
Anyone
Yeah.
seen my ransom note practice? Oi, you got business with Ronnie or what?
You tell me.
You tell me.
Me? Tell you? I think that's a bit above my pay grade, pal. You'll have to chat to the big dog on the door. She knows Ronnie's schedule.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Or not. We're the slicks. We don't care about manners. Any feedback for me, by the way? I'm on a work experience placement. If I don't make it here, I've got to slum it with the Oakshire gangs, you know?
This is Fable humor right
Try
here. I think this is great.
Swearing more, arsehole?
Blimey. I could give it a shitting go. Cheers, hero.
I like you get the reputation of being helpful for
I
helping
got
the
the
gang
info we
member.
need, and
That's
I was
fun.
able to give him some very useful advice in the process.
Be interesting if
Let's
that
hope
comes
helps
back.
him out.
If that came back and meant anything or changed anything, or he grew in ranks, that would be uber cool. Don't know if that's going to happen, but that would be super cool.
Lost, hero?
You lost, hero.
I'm here to see Ronnie.
Good for you. Boss ain't really taking on new clients right now. You got an appointment.
So I don't have an appointment. I suggest you get out of the way. So it looks like you have the typical talk through it, fight through it, or pay your way through
We're
it.
on the clock, so this time I'll pay to get through. Although you can approach this obstacle in a bunch of ways,
Well, a bunch, like
depending
three.
on how
Three
you
ways.
want to play.
It looks like. I mean, who
Can't
knows
you
what if you
look
do
the
one of the
other
other
way?
options, what it
For
that
amount of
tree
time,
looks like. But
I'll
yeah,
look whichever way you tell me to, mate. Why don't you go on through, eh? Make yourself at home. But not too at home. No touching the boss's stuff. She'll be with you shortly.
so when you open this door, I expected you're going to go into another building. It's a little bit weird that you
I
go
have the guild
outside and
deeds.
now you
Where
have
would
the
I stash
ability
them?
to like look around. I don't know, maybe this is like a courtyard or something that you can only access through that door. It just, I don't know, it seems
Our
like...
hero is nothing.
So here's something that I questioned. And it's possible that in this build, it doesn't have it. Maybe in a future build it will. I would have kind of expected like a pick lock mini game, just holding A to pick lock. I mean, what's the challenge there? You just, every lock can be picked. I mean, is there a game? Is there something we need to do? Is this a challenge based on your skill set? So so far on the RPG side of things, we're not seeing a lot of leveling outside of a skill tree where you can buy skill points. We're not seeing strength, lockpick, ranged weapons, using heavy armor, you know, the typical kind of like you would see in a normal RPG style game. This seems to be kind of straightforward. So it'd be interesting to see that. This is one of those where, okay, you can pick the lock, you just hit A. There's no challenge to that. Is there going to be a mini game? Do you have to have lock picks? Those are all questions for me that when I see this, I wonder a little bit about lock picking. It's okay. I mean, if it's just walk up and press A, then that is what it is. But I would just kind of hope for a little bit more as we work towards the final release in February.
If not resourceful.
An animation to open doors wouldn't be bad either. Like the doors just fling open, I've noticed, but that's okay. Looks like there was a lot of cool things you could have explored there. I noticed there's a lot of, as you look in the world, you'll see these little circles, and it looks like those are the things you can interact with. So it doesn't look like the full world is interactable, where you can walk up and touch and feel and move everything. It just looks like there's specific things you can walk up to, which is typical of Fable. You couldn't always just, you know, explore the world. You can't pick up the mug on the bench. This isn't Skyrim. This is Fable.
Let me guess. You're lost.
Had a few too many pints, actually.
You smug git. That's
I like
quite
that she gets a
funny.
cocky there.
I'll
I
tell you
mean,
what, though,
the reputation
it
thing
takes
is I'm
no
very
rubbing
interested
to me
in. I
my
think
own
that could be a lot of
ballparks.
fun to see.
Humphrey used to be like that, back in the day, before he shit the bed and fell apart. Not that I haven't enjoyed watching the guild slowly bleed out.
Well, you're bleeding out next.
Oh, here we go. We're going to have some battle now.
Now you're speaking my language.
This hero causing you grief, boss.
That was not the greatest
you lot
lip
can't
sync
sort out.
right there, but
Humphrey should have warned you.
I'm
not
sure
to
that's
fuck
something
with
they're
me,
working on
hero.
right now.
Bit late now. Sort them out.
All right, so I like that combat. I like that. That's it. I like that.
That's the intern, you twat.
Nice block. I love that he gets yeeted off the edge with the fireball. So, okay, so just in that first intro right there, those first three fight scenes, I love the leg shot, the stab in the back, the yeeting him off of the cliff with a fireball, and then the arrowhead shot. And I see that you'll see that a couple times in this combat. I love the headshots. Those are great that they're instant death on normal characters.
One of our harder difficulties, which is for players who want a more demanding combat.
Now this is on Legendary, and I will say, even on Legendary, it does look tougher than it did in the first gameplay demo where they were on easy, but you still sometimes see characters, and I'll point out, like this guy right here, looks like he's still kind of just standing there. Not see, like he hasn't shot, he's not shooting, he hasn't shot. Like at this point, he should have shot an arrow by now. So the AI is not perfect, but you know what? It's still a Fable game. I don't expect amazing combat, but I would like a little better. The way they weave though combat here from skills to skills and then from range to melee is I do really like.
In my arsenal.
And here this guy just shot actually. So one is shooting, but this guy's not. These both should be just constantly firing away, but that's okay. He's reloading now,
Tools
but
that
too
include
late.
new spells,
Headshot.
abilities, weapons, and upgrades, all of which combine
All
to
right,
create a
now we
loadout
got a boss.
tailored to how you want to deal with combat encounters.
We've got the boss battle. The giant type. This is probably, and I've seen this clip all over X tonight, people talking about this combat looks weak, doesn't look good, it looks very, like there's no reaction to the shots. But this is a boss battle, so I would expect a little different here. Yeah, headshots aren't going to work on this guy. I mean, maybe they take out a little bit more health than a normal shot. I do like that. That was a nice animation. Little counters. Big miss right there. I guess the finishing move there. Boom. So like that was a boss battle. Obviously, that's going to be different than your average, bandit type battle. I thought that was okay. It was a little bit repetitive. There are a lot of the same moves. Definitely not as much weight, but it was a harder battle that lasted longer. And it is a boss battle. It is a main character, a big guy. I've seen this all over X. I've seen people just talking mad trash about this particular boss battle. I don't think it's terrible. I've seen this all over X. People are talking about, oh, this is terrible, or they're trying to compare it to Wolverine, which I haven't really paid attention to Wolverine, so I couldn't tell you whether that's good or bad. But I can tell you, for me, this feels Fable. This feels like a decent boss battle. So far, everything I've seen has that Fable heart, that feel that this is a Fable game that is true to its bones, has some fun moments, some dialogue, has some interesting things happening. I think it's a decent gameplay demo.
I need to get them back to Humphrey. Hopefully, that'll shake off his hangover for long enough to help me save my village. But we don't have time for that today. So I've shown you Fable's style weaving combat and how you need to use your whole arsenal
looks
to
good
deal
to me.
with enemies on different difficulties. We saw new spells in action and unlocked one from the skill tree. I met Humphrey and recovered the guild deeds. We saw how even the little choices can affect people's opinions of you and build your wider reputation.
Yeah, so for me, ultimately, overall, I liked what I saw. I mean, this looks good. I'm hyped. I'm excited for this game. I was excited from the last gameplay demo. I've been eagerly watching this game over the last few years. This feels like Fable, and that's what was really important, I think, for me, coming from, I love Fable 1, I love Fable 2. Fable 3 was a letdown. I didn't get into all of the card games and other things that came after that, but I've always wanted a true revival of Fable. So this, for me, feels like there's some real truth in the Fable lore, the Fable love. It has some of the British humor. It has some of the jank that you expect. I'm very interested in the combat as we go forward. I don't think the combat is as bad as I've seen some people saying on X. I think there's just general haters out there who are just not going to like it because it's Xbox, and we hate Xbox if you're a PlayStation fan. But all in all, if you take all that away, you look at the general combat against most of the thugs and bandits, that looked pretty good. I think the end combat against the giant, yeah, that was it was a little bit repetitive, not as much weight to each hit, but it was a boss battle that's a little bit different. So for me, I liked all of this. I think this was a great look. Let's go ahead and switch over the combat that was loaded, that was dropped. Now, this is from Gamescom that I'm going to be sharing. So this is their post.
Oh, here we go, right on cue.
So we're going to see a few different people, different characters, and he's fighting alongside Humphrey here. Now, I haven't seen this, so this for me is all new. I haven't seen any of this, so I'm excited to see this. I'm interested to see what this looks like. I haven't seen any of this, so I'm excited to see how this looks. Oh, that's interesting. The wisp is inside the skeleton. That's kind of cool. I love the weave, the way they're going between between magic and melee and ranged weapon attacks. I like it doesn't have a head. That's cool. Oh, that was cool. That was a neat cinematic. I didn't see that coming. Okay. My initial response here is that was pretty cool. That was pretty interesting. That just that initial combat sequence was pretty good.
Whoever these fellas were, they're lost.
These wisps are cool. I mean, that was cool.
That mine, then. There'll be more inside, obviously. So you best be warmed up. Don't get around, man. All right, you asked for it.
A little charging up there, perhaps. I like that. And it looks like the enemies are coming a little faster here. They're a little bit more just straight attack the whole time. Humphrey's handling his own over there. I like the multi-shot crossbow. That's cool.
Were these miners?
Most of them, yeah. Whole mine flooded, and the seawall fell. Poor bastards.
Picked up
I
some
rushed
gold.
up here, but I was too late.
That doesn't look like a miner.
Now this is on medium graphics, which is pretty good. I'm curious why they switched to medium for something like this and not. I do like those I like that animation. That will get repetitive over time, but I do like that animation. It is a little repetitive, admittedly, if you see it 5-6 times in a battle, but. Definitely a lot more attacking at once. That's nice. What I'm curious is if that 16 over on the right corner above the wheel, if that's the combat multiplier. Gotta get that combat multiplier higher! The demon doors, man, that gives me flashbacks. Now it looks like that's a combat multiplier. I like that some of these skeletons had wisp in them. Ooh, that's a lot of gold. Some willstones.
Well,
Those are
this
cool.
looks very safe. After you, then. Yeah, caves were definitely bigger back in my day.
Where did those armored skeletons come from?
War. Albion's always had people fighting over something. Bloodstone and Bound.
So your character definitely has a voice. That's going to be different.
No shortage of soldier bones in this dirt.
We're going to find our way through the fog.
Hard to see anything in this fog.
Just another lovely day in Wraith Marsh.
I like that. Looks cool, though.
Your arms.
That looks cool.
And when you lead, I'll watch our backs.
Oh, of course. You're too scared, aren't you, Humphrey?
More raids. Well, they don't call it raid march for nothing. Keep your eye on the road, kid.
So we're fighting the race and then the skeletons. That's cool. I like that crossbow. Alright, the wraiths, those look cool. Looks like another boss type battle.
What is that? Lantern keeper. Eats ghosts, brings freight back out. Keep your eyes on it.
Yeah, so another boss battle. I wonder if that animation is specific to... Ooh, I like that headshot right there. I wonder if that animation, though, is specific to that weapon, or if there'll be different animations for that parry move, because otherwise that would be kind of repetitive over time. Oh, that was cool. I like that counter. That was cool. That was cool how you could come back to that. Left him floating, kind of took him out of the battle for a little bit, and then came back and locked him in. It's an interesting choice to use the animation that a big attack is coming, kind of warning you. I'm not sure how I feel about that. That was pretty good. Okay, we're going to pause it. That was a pretty good battle. It was a pretty good boss battle right there. The only thing I see in that I'm not 100% certain I love is the red exclamation point that attack is about to happen. It's the only thing I think is a little bit weak. Outside of that, I thought that was a good attack, a lot of action. There is the same parry animation. I'm wondering if that is specific to that weapon. So we'll see, because if that is always what it looks like, that would get repetitive pretty quickly. I also see that a little bit with the when an enemy's on the ground and they walk up and he kind of does the hammer slam. It was kind of the same as in the first video where they did the knife in the back attack. Similar stuff, but you know what? Again, Fable isn't always been known for combat. Combat is not what makes Fable this amazing experience. So that doesn't bother me too much. I think... So I think after you look at the combat, you look at the two videos together, I'm excited for this. I think this looks good. I think this has the potential to be a really good game. You know, right now a lot of focus is on Grand Theft Auto 6 with the leaks and everything that's happening over there, but I do think this has the potential to be a really strong game. Is it going to be Game of the Year material? I guess only time will tell. You know, I think there's been a lot of criticism on combat, and it's been specifically around the boss battle with the big giant guy. You know, I just think I think that if you look at all the combat together, it does look pretty good. I do think there's some areas that could be better, but again, Fable has always been known for a game that you can do other things. It's going to be about going into a town and crafting doing the little mini game where you hit the trident, or where you're going to be, wooing NPCs or following somebody on their quest, and there's going to be a lot of things to do, and that'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see what items are in the game. We've already seen the cool little multi-attack crossbow, a big hammer, a sword, so we'll see what that looks like. The fluidity between magic, ranged, and melee attacks look pretty great. The basic bandit battle stuff, the way that they drop some of the finishing moves, heads popping off, some of that stuff was really cool. The headshot specifically from the arrows, that was pretty cool. I think it's just a matter of time when we start seeing more and more of the game. But at the core, this feels like it has the potential to be a really great Fable game. I'm really excited to see what Choice and Consequence looks like, how far that goes, how deep that is. That will be a big piece for me in the whole thing of how Fable is, because that's a big part of this game. The ability to buy up cities, to do that. I think the one thing for me that's still missing is going to be the morphing of your character based on your neutrality, whether you're good or evil. That would be something that I think is a little bit of a miss in my opinion. Different weapons, we'll see how the animations look, but all in all, from the 18 plus minutes we saw today. I'm excited about this game. I mean, when you look at Bowerstone, what we saw, the NPCs, it looks like it's alive. There's a lot of things happening. I think the only real criticism I had there was just that all the NPCs look at you as you walk by. They seem to all have their head twist as you walk by. Didn't necessarily love that. But all in all, guys, I do think this looks like it's going to be a solid addition to Fable. I can't wait to see more. I'm really excited about this. And guys, if you're new here and you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to follow Fable all the way through. This is a game that I'm very excited for. We're going to be doing that. Eventually, we're going to be finishing the island. We have some other things we're going to be coming your way. But right now, I'm excited. I'm hyped for this game, and I'm ready to punch my ticket and go to Albion and explore the world that they have built. I hope the game looks as good as some of the gameplay we've gotten. I hope it just keeps getting better, and I hope that we get to enjoy Albion, Fable, and that British humor that we fell in love with the series in Fable 1 and 2. But guys, until next time, have a great day.